A college girl slept with over 500 guys and made $2 million in 2 months. That's very impressive, right? But is this the new societal norm to just sell your soul for money? Because these young girls are very easy to manipulate. That's why they get in all kind of situations that they never shouldn't have gotten in, all because of the love of money. Shout out to all Asian dilemmas. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell while you're watching this review of this video, because it's something else. Let's go ahead and review it. Let's go.
Police came across what seemed like an ordinary QQ advertisement. It was posted by someone under the name PayPay, model agency. At
Pay. Yeah.
first glance, it looked like just another modeling business ad, but it contained unusual words like safety, privacy, confidentiality, and reliable. These terms are extremely rare in regular recruitment ads, and they immediately caught the investigators' attention. What kind of modeling job would require such secrecy?
The casting couch job. That's what job would require that. A lot of these young girls are going to casting couch calls.
The police were filled with questions. Relying on years of experience, they suspected that behind it could be an online prostitution network.
And see, now it's easier to maneuver prostitution online, especially popular social media platforms. Well, in China, they have their own platforms for social media, like TikTok, WeChat, and a few other ones, right? China has platforms that we don't have in America yet. In mainland China, I think it's both Facebook and Instagram, or just Meta in general, is banned. So they can't even use WhatsApp over there. But like I said, they have their own in mainland China. Like once you get to Hong Kong, all the mainstream stuff that we have in America works over there just about. But you can't use Telegram and all that stuff over there in the outer parts, like Shenzhen and all that. But anyway.
And so, quietly, an investigation began, one that would last for years. Through deep inquiries, the police uncovered that behind the name PayPay, model agency, was a vast criminal network. Its main targets were university students, exploiting their naivety and desire for money.
They're the easiest victims to catch because the college debts are draining them. They come from families with money, but the students themselves are usually broke and struggling, right? A lot of these college students are on bikes surviving off of deliveries. You know, they deliver food to survive on bikes to customers. So people are getting tired of that. So they rather do modeling, prostitution instead. It's a higher payout and you don't have to pay taxes.
Dragging them onto the wrong path. And the mastermind behind it all was, shockingly, a 27-year-old, Lin, the vice president of the student union. A young man who should have had a bright future, but who, seduced by money, sank deeper and deeper into crime. Using his student union position, Lin gained access to the university's modeling team. Encouraged by friends, he began introducing students to so-called business activities. At first, he only collected small commissions, but over time, he realized this was a way to make huge profits quickly.
Without paying taxes, once more.
So, he expanded his operations. He created a membership system, charged high fees, and posted prostitution ads online. The network grew far beyond police expectations. From about 50 people, it expanded to over 300, spreading across many cities nationwide. Members included not only students but also professionals, freelance models, and others. All connected through the internet, forming a massive illegal market. But justice never fails. After 3 years of investigation, the police had gathered enough evidence. In June 2015, they located Lin's address and launched an arrest operation. Confronted with questioning, Lin tried to deny it but eventually confessed. Yet, he admitted, "I'm just a small fish, there's a much bigger circle behind me."
And see, that's what pisses me off. When the main person gets busted, more than likely, they're going to rat out the entire umbrella. What I mean by that is the whole network, who's working with you, who's behind you, who's in front of you. It's like ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Once the fall comes down on you, sooner or later you're gonna blurt out other names, and that's gonna bring them down too. So, whatever has a beginning has an end. So a lot of times there's no happy ending behind these crimes. So you might be addicted and obsessed with the money at first, but then when it's your turn to go down, you realize, damn, it's not even worth it. Now I have to serve jail time and pay all these fees.
This so-called outer circle was an even more secretive, complex, and lucrative network. Compared to Lin's, it was more professional, with frequent transactions and staggering sums involved. They used WeChat groups to spread coded advertisements. For example, Jiefeng Road, No. 168, Block C, apartment. 25-inch actually meant a woman 1.68 meters tall. C-cup bust, 25 years old. And the phrase rent 3,000 per month meant the starting price for a meeting was 3,000 yuan.
So you have to pay just to meet them before y'all do anything? So sounds to me more like an escort service. So what are you really modeling? They're not talking about any kind of photo sessions or anything. It's just straight up escorts. So really it's not even modeling. It's supposed to be all inclusive at least.
Women came from across China. Some spent large amounts to package and promote themselves online, raising their market value. They were known as outer circle girls, models on the surface, prostitutes in reality. Alongside them were the so-called agents. Not agents of celebrities, but brokers of prostitution. They posted information in groups, connected clients with women, and took high commissions. The rules were complex.
So my assumption is you're getting above average escorts that you're promoting versus the cheap girls at the strip clubs, the street girls, the massage parlors. This is like 5 to 10 notches above. So you're paying a lot of money for top-notch escorts.
But in the end, it all came down to money. If a woman made 3,000 yuan in a meeting, the agent would take 1,000, leaving her with 2,000. It seemed simple but carried huge risks. Most parties didn't know each other, there was no fixed location, and disputes were nearly impossible to resolve. The investigation also showed that members were constantly on the move, shifting locations quickly thanks to the internet's convenience.
And see, this is why, well, I don't know how it works over there in China, but I mean, people go missing everywhere. This is why a lot of these girls come up missing. Because they fall for some bullshit advertised in the paper or online. Next thing you know, they're being trafficked. And this is a dangerous way to go. It's like a lot of these girls put their lives in danger because they don't know what weirdos clients that they're dealing with. A lot of clients they're dealing with are weirdos. They're high-paid weirdos because the average person can't afford to rent these girls.
This created enormous challenges for the police, but they did not give up. Starting in Ningbo, they slowly began unraveling the mystery. During the process, they discovered a woman named Fei. She was somewhat well known in the circle, but her actions raised suspicions. Fei not only engaged in prostitution but also recruited other women. She had a close relationship with another woman named Ting, and the two often exchanged clients.
The adventures of Fei and Ting. I like this theme.
The investigation revealed that Ting was a recent university graduate. Unable to resist the lure of money, she had stepped onto a path of no return. Ting's story was deeply tragic. From an ordinary family, she started looking for part-time jobs as
ordinary family. So what is ordinary? I'll say average. That's just another word for average. Ordinary, meaning you're average. The average person or family lives paycheck to paycheck. The average person doesn't have a lot of money, let alone the average family alone, unless you're a trust fund baby. But even some trust fund babies even go this route because they feel they deserve the top-notch life, even if it's fast money by selling their souls. They want a brand new Lexus, brand new Beamer, Mercedes, G-Wagon, anything expensive, right? They feel like they deserve it because they look good, they put on a little bit of makeup, all the guys want them, whatever, right? It's all fantasy.
As early as her first year of university. At first, she did surveys and modeling jobs. But under the encouragement of a modeling broker, she began taking part in so-called business events. At the start, she only accompanied clients for coffee and conversation. But as time went on, the limits pushed further until it became prostitution. Her first time earned her 1,000 yuan.
Yo. So it's like when men get older, when it comes to dealing with women, they realize majority of it is just prostitution if you look at it. If you're dating, if you're taking women out to dinners and all that, which most likely the guy is paying for because most women don't pay for their own stuff. So women that rely on men to pay for them to be taken out, flown out, it's all prostitution. Anytime a man spends money on a woman, it's prostitution. If he has to spend money to get her to do anything, it's prostitution, whether sex takes place or not. You see? Some older guys don't care if they have sex or not, as long as they could get that pretty girl in their possession to accompany them to go to golf tournaments and all that.
A significant amount for her. From then on, she became increasingly entangled. She began recruiting others, using her network to expand her business, until she was trapped in her own web. Without realizing it, she had sunk too deep to escape. The investigation also revealed that although these women seemed glamorous on the outside, they actually led extremely empty lives. To earn money, they sacrificed their dignity and their future. Inside, they lived in contradiction and struggle, but could not escape temptation. Some even considered suicide, but in the end chose to continue down that path.
Wow. See, that's the part that nobody talks about. The mental part over time, the mental stimulation of all this selling your soul, fat, stanky, sweaty mofos sweating all over you and shit. Nasty, dirty. Anyway. Yeah, because see, they're not going to always have a good experience with their clients. A lot of time they're going to have a lot of negative experiences, a lot of weird experiences. Because the clients probably want to go the extra mile. They want to piss in their face, shit on them, or sometimes it's the other way around. They want the girl to piss on their face and shit on them. And you know, these guys that deal with these high class escorts, they have a lot of weird sexual fantasies, and it's way above normal.
On August 19, 2015, the police saw their chance to act. They split into several teams and arrested multiple suspects simultaneously. 9 suspects were caught, including Ting and Fei.
No.
Police seized phones, account books, and other evidence. The evidence clearly documented their activities, providing strong support for the case. During interrogation, Ting and the others finally confessed. They admitted to prostitution and recruiting others, but expressed deep regret. Ting said, "I thought this was just an easy way to make money, but in the end, I lost myself."
Well, yeah, you lose yourself when you get addicted to the money. It's fast money, which means it's the fast life. Going down this route is no different than being a drug dealer or a scammer. It's all mental stimulation for the time being until one day you just get so high up. Next thing you know, you fall down. It's like, how long can you really go down this route? Like, this is short term. Let's say, for instance, a stripper. How long are you going to be a stripper for? Usually max about 5 years, maybe. And then, depending on your age, walking around those stilettos start to hurt your ankles and shit. You're just too old to do it. So you have to find another avenue for work.
I lost friends, I lost dignity, I even lost my future. The dismantling of this case not only struck a blow against online prostitution but also revealed human weakness and greed. Ting, Fei, and others had promising futures, but out of greed, chose a path of no return. Their story is a warning. Money may be important, but it should never be a reason to lose ourselves. The internet has brought convenience to our lives, but it has also created opportunities for crime. In this case, suspects used online platforms to spread prostitution information, organize activities, and cause serious harm to society. But the internet is not beyond the reach of the law.
I mean, prostitution has been around since the beginning of time. The internet just put it on steroids. The internet put almost everything on steroids. It rose the entitlement of everybody. It just poisoned everybody's minds. Anything for attention and money. But then when you get exposed, it follows you for a lifetime. So a lot of people you're going to have a lot of deals that you won't be able to bid on because of your past. Somebody discovered you, you're known for what you used to do, and it's a conflict of interest. And overall, you just have a bad reputation. You just left a nasty taste in somebody else's mouth that wanted to put you on something legit.
Any crime will face justice. This case also showed the determination and professionalism of the police. Undeterred by difficulties, after 3 years of investigation, they completely destroyed this massive network.
My thing is, it's going to keep going on. People are going to keep getting busted. These crime rings are still going to keep getting busted. But it's like there's just so many people now and so many things on the internet. You even have private platforms that you have to sign up for to see certain details to deal with these individuals. It's just amazing. It's like, just think of Facebook, how it first started back in 2008. You used to have a college email to be on Facebook. So Facebook wasn't always open to the public. Neither was Instagram. Instagram back in 2010 when it first launched, it was only on iOS. It was only for iPhone. But then about 2-3 years later, they put it out for Android, Google. And next thing you know, they combine, Meta bought them out. They're together with WhatsApp. So it's going to expand. And there's not much anybody can really do about it, because these platforms bring in so much money and so many high body count of people just using the platforms. It's never going to stop. And there's just not enough people to manage it, not even AI. So there's a way around everything. Anyway, I left the link down below. This is Kyle Veo. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.